Hello guys and welcome to Steve Knows. This isn't a usual video, it's just taking Bosworth's AMA, which was after the Metagaming Showcase, where everyone asked questions about the future of the Quest 2, the Quest Pro, and more details around the Quest 3. So I've broken this down into all of the questions that were answered around these topics, including their timestamp. So if you needed a question answered, look at the description. If it's there, jump to the timestamp, and hopefully Bosworth answers it in a way that you would like. This is only available on Instagram, which is why I've taken it and put it here in a format that is easy for you to consume. It's exciting times in VR, so enjoy, guys. Happy gaming. Let's get started.
I'm so glad to get a chance to clarify this because there has been a lot of speculation online about this. The Quest Pro does have a place for a depth camera, and indeed it was pulled out relatively late in the development cycle. And the reason was we changed how we approached mixed reality to the Quest Pro once we tried it. We tried a couple different ways. One idea was to use the depth sensor and then colorize it with the color camera. The other one was to start with the color image and then use the computer vision. And we just thought the second one was better. That meant that you could reduce cost, weight, and thermal by pulling the depth sensor out without sacrificing anything in terms of the user experience we were providing, which we feel good about what we did there. And then it allows you to add hot mirrors to your infrared cameras, which prevents things like cloth infrared transmissibility, which is always the thing that you're kind of mindful of when you have user accessible information. So we felt really great about where we landed on mixed reality with Quest Pro. With Quest 3, we actually think we've gone back to the original model and made that work better. So we're going to use that one. The Quest 3 is better in mixed reality. And the reason for that is we have two higher resolution color cameras on the Quest 3. To my last answer, initially with the Quest Pro, we had this other vision of how we would colorize that we felt was okay, but it wasn't as good as what we ended up landing on there. So Quest Pro still has great mixed reality, still has great access to the Presence platform, but it will be slightly improved on Quest 3 from a Presence platform standpoint and dramatically improved in terms of the user experience, of the clarity that you get of your surroundings. We have actually spent a lot of time on this. First of all, our operating system is an Android-based operating system, so you can take those native applications, APKs, and compile them to work as applications in VR relatively easily, and some applications have done so. One challenge is the control scheme. You don't have a touch screen, and the degree to which you can simulate a touch screen with your controllers is a little bit limited. That may change as hand-oriented operation gets more prevalent. And we've even talked about getting more and more of these applications onto the device, but a lot of them don't totally make sense when they're built around the concept of being a mobile device. So if you have a device that you love, there's no reason that you couldn't potentially, or an application that you love, there's no reason you couldn't potentially bring it in. If you work with a developer to do so, that's totally a possibility. We don't have a plan to do that like in mass scale. It does depend a little bit about what you care about. For the most part, I think the answer is going to be yes. The Quest 3 has a lot more processing and thermal space than even the Quest Pro does, and still has a lot of the great features that we wanted to introduce, including things like mixed reality, which I think will be more important to a set of games that come in the future. Having said that, if you are somebody who plays games in worlds where face and eye movement is really useful because you're playing cooperative games or you're playing in social spaces, the face and eye tracking that you get in the Quest Pro might be the differentiating feature that you really need. I also personally love the open periphery design of the Quest Pro, so it really depends a little bit on your preferences, but I think the general answer is yeah, Quest 3 is just going to be a tremendous headset for gamers. Yeah, we got to have a few things that we hold on to for Kinect. That's the facial interface, and I'm glad you noticed. One thing we tried to do with how we did our color schemes was to differentiate for people where the body of the headset was, which is significantly slimmer, and where the facial interface was, which is mostly governed by the distance between this part of our face and our noses. So the black part is facial interface. I love the idea of custom headbands. I think we've got an interface on the Quest 3 that is certainly one that is adaptable for people who are inclined to do such a thing, although I don't know of the plans to do that specifically. And of course, Oculus Link will continue to be a thing. We are committed to all of our PC gamers who want to continue to use this headset, which I think will be absolutely best in class for all their PC gaming needs. This is the question I've gotten the most frequently, and I love it. Going back to the original Oculus Touch controllers, the ring on the outside is covered in a constellation of LEDs in a specific pattern that allowed the computer vision on the inside-out headsets to track the controllers in space. And so the new controllers that we have still have infrared LEDs on them in a constellation that you can't see because you can't see infrared light, but that the cameras that we have on the headset can see. However, they also are going to be in positions where many of those LEDs are occluded. And so we have fused the computer vision we were using for constellation tracking with our hand models. So the hand tracking is also going to kind of running at the same time. And so we have a model of your hand that tells us where the controller is, in conjunction with all the tech tricks we've been using for a long time, using IMUs and smoothing to fill in gaps. They work really well. It will be pretty consistent with Quest 2. Yeah, I really shouldn't sleep on this. Both Quest Pro and Quest 2 getting huge updates on their own soon. After kind of years of analyzing the real world workloads of these devices, and kind of comparing that to how we do power management, how we do management of the processor, we've managed to unlock meaningful double-digit percentage improvements in GPU performance and thermal performance for both, which is coming to those headsets, all Quest 2 headsets and Quest Pro headsets in an upcoming update. Pretty cool. It sure will. No, we did just announce a price drop for it, and I expect it to be in the market for a while longer. For those who the Quest 3 is not affordable at $499 base price, they will still be able to get into VR and a great VR headset that we're super proud of for Quest 2. So no, it'll continue. And by the way, Quest 1 is still supported, still something we love and can try to do as much as we can with. As many years as it's been in the market. So no, we really have a commitment to continue to support these things for a long time. It is roughly the same field of view. It is roughly the same weight, although it feels a great deal more comfortable. And we've done extensive user testing to confirm that. And some of that is improvements in the strap. A lot of that is the fact that the weight is held much closer in, which creates less downward pressure, and you have a shorter lever arm. And so things like moment of inertia, when you turn your head, when you shake your head up and down, are much improved. So it is roughly the same weight, but the comfort is, I think, much improved.
Thank you guys so much for watching. Hopefully you got some answers there. And it does seem like things aren't as interesting as we were initially hoping for, especially around field of view, battery life, and the tracking. That definitely worries me. But we have to get our hands on one before we can judge. This is all on paper and in theory. So please subscribe to the channel and join me next time for more games, news, and reviews. Happy gaming, guys. Good day.